What's up, Saiyan Army? So how to get a big back. Now, back is one of those body parts where I can honestly say I'm not genetically gifted and I didn't hit the genetic lottery on. I got these high lat insertions. I was born with a narrow frame. Being born with a narrow frame is a give and take. The plus side is I look bigger than I actually am. For those of you guys new to the channel, I'm 5'8", 175 pounds. Fat-free mass index is around 23, so I'm not big by any means. But I appear a lot bigger than I actually am because of the narrow frame. Now, the downside to having a narrow frame is you're narrow as fuck, meaning that I will forever be working on my width, shoulders and lats. Those are two things that my two focal points in my training right now, and that's been my two focal points for the past couple of years. Shoulders I just started doing maybe about 6 to 8 months ago, 4 times a week. So hopefully in the next couple of years you'll see that blow up as well. But my width and back has been something I've been working on for a long time now, and it wasn't until maybe the past 3 years where I actually thought it was decent. So it took me like 10 years. Granted, it wasn't my focal point back then and I didn't know as much as I knew today, or you probably would be looking at a different physique today, which is why we're doing this video. So those of you guys new can learn from my mistakes. Now, if I could go back, I would probably make shoulders and back, lats specifically, a more focal point in my training. But let's get into it. So first exercise, we're gonna do weighted pull-ups. Weighted pull-ups is my favorite type of pull-up. I've done volume style pull-ups where, you know, we're doing 200 to 300 pull-ups a week, which isn't a lot. I know people who do a lot more, but for me it just wasn't that fun. It got boring real fast. I like weighted pull-ups. If you can't do a single pull-up, I have a video coming up real soon where I'm gonna take you guys from zero to doing your own pull-ups and just really show you guys step by step how you're gonna be able to progress and do a pull-up. And so stay tuned for that. I already did a pull-up video, Do You Suck at Pull-Ups? If you haven't watched that, check it out. This one is going to be a more hands-on video where I take you guys exactly through what you need to do to get your pull-up game on point. So weighted pull-ups, first thing. Now, I have 2 pull type workouts, so I hit back twice a week. So my first pull workout, I hit weighted pull-ups 5 sets of 5 reps. I think right now I'm at about 80 something pounds with the kettlebells for a 5x5. And this is my second pull workout, which is more of like a hypertrophy style workout. Normally I usually stick to the 8 to 10 rep range on the pull-ups. Right now that was a 53-pound kettlebell. We're hitting it for 10 reps. I'll probably repeat that again next week as it was pretty heavy going into the 9th and 10th rep. So next week hopefully I can hit it for a 10 solid, or at least 9, which is still progression because the week prior to that I only hit it for 8. This exercise is one of my favorites. Is these single arm lat pull-downs. I actually first seen Nunez do these, and he does them on like seated, but I noticed if you kind of tangle up the pull handle and just make it higher, then you can get a nice stretch and squeeze at the bottom. These I found are great for your lats. It's a great way to isolate and work each lat unilaterally, so both lats can get the same amount of work. If you guys have problems contracting your lats, I definitely recommend this exercise because it will kind of help you create that mind muscle connection. As you can see, I'm kind of putting my hand right on my lower lat and just really feeling the contraction. Now, one of the exercises where I've seen my back just change from doing is deadlifts. Now, I didn't start doing deadlifts till maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And that was because I got a bulging disc back when I was like 15 or 16 years old, and I was pretty much just scared of injuring it again, so I never did deadlifts throughout my whole career. Now, if I started doing deadlifts from an earlier age, I'm pretty sure my back would look a lot different today, but it's okay. We can't change, you know, the past. We can only move forward. But yeah, deadlifts are gonna always be king of the back movements. If you don't like deadlifts, feel free to do rack pulls. I definitely think they will change up your physique. Right now, because of my anterior pelvic tilt, I'm doing like a modified rack pull, as you guys seen in my last leg day video. But soon we'll be back to deadlifting again. So here we're doing single arm rows, and this is one of my favorite machine row movements, and the reason being is because the handle kind of moves, so you can change the angle of the handle and really put yourself in that posterior tilt, engaging your abs and feel the pull and the contraction through your lat and upper back. So I really like this exercise, and the reason why we're not doing any T-bar rows, pendlay rows, or bent over rows is because we have that rack pull day where we already work our lower back, and as told by a bod mechanic, he doesn't want us doing too much for our lower back just because of my anterior pelvic tilt already engages my back a lot and tightens it up. So right now I'm trying to stay away from too much lower back pressure until I can, you know, fix my posture. So here we're doing shoulders. As I said, I'm hitting shoulders 4 times a week. This is my low volume shoulder day, so we're just doing 4 sets of 15 reps. And then we're supersetting it with face pulls. I'm loving face pulls, especially the way we're currently doing it with the posterior tilt and first retracting and then pulling. I noticed you can isolate your rear delts like no other. And yeah, for that we're doing 4 sets of 10. 4 sets, and that's not even because I want to cut the rep short. It's because my rear delts are on fire by the time I get to set 10, so that's really all I can do right now. And as we progress, we'll slowly do like 4 sets of 11, 4 sets of 12, but right now 4 sets of 10 is it. So next we're doing these dynamic rows. This is on the high row. This is one of my new favorite exercises where I kind of stick my ass out and I'm putting myself in a posterior tilt, engaging my abs, and I'm kind of sticking my chest to it and leaning forward. I notice you get this crazy contraction all down like your mid back, and right now I'm trying to just pull it dynamically. So I'm trying to pull it as fast as I can. Dynamic means explode, so I'm exploding and then letting it out nice and slow. And for that, we're just doing a light weight. Like I believe we're doing 60 pounds on each side, but we're doing 4 sets of 15 reps. And then we're just supersetting it with these preacher curls. So on my pull days, I'm hitting biceps as well, pull, which is back and biceps. And in this workout, we decided to hit triceps as well because our arms workout the day before, our triceps had a little bit lower volume, so we decided to add a little bit more volume. Plus we're still feeling fresh. Typically our triceps are usually dead from the arm day prior to that, but we decided to add in a few sets anyways just to make up for the volume that we missed the previous day. So a few more tips on building a big back. One of them is going to be frequency. I recommend hitting back at least twice a week. I think also another underrated exercise to building your upper back and traps is front squats. Now, for those of you guys who front squat heavy, you guys know what I'm talking about. But when you front squat heavy, just holding the bar in that front rack position puts a ton of stress on your upper back and traps. And yeah, it's going to be sore like no other. If you're new to front squats and you started front squatting heavy, your upper back's going to be torched more than your legs. And that's how I was when I first started front squatting. So I think that's another great movement. If you're a back squatter, then maybe try, adding in front squats as an accessory work, or maybe switching to front squats for the time being, and watch your upper back grow just because that isometric contraction, just holding the heavy ass weight. And outside of that, it's just consistency. Consistency will always be key. If you're hitting back twice a week, continue to hit it twice a week. Slowly up the weights as you can, slowly add volume as you can, and just watch your back grow. Obviously you want to be in a caloric surplus. You want to eat to grow. So if you're not in a surplus, you probably want to get to one if you want to build that big back. Your back might not look as big because you're bulky. Maybe you store a lot of fat on your back. I used to store a lot of fat on my back like when I was younger. My fat since then has changed and shifted where my back stays pretty relatively lean even when I'm bulking now. So that's pretty much the end of the video. Hit your big compounds, whether it's a deadlift, a rack pull, T-bar row, Pendlay row, bent over row, weighted pull-ups. Hit those heavy compounds, slowly progress at them. Find exercise that you love, that you feel the greatest contractions in. These are just my favorites. It's going to be different for everyone as you play around with different exercises and try different machines and whatnot, and just find out what works for you and what feels the best. It wasn't until lately that I realized that the mind-muscle connection is so damn important. Like growing up, I felt like it was overemphasized. Like, oh yeah, mind-muscle connection, whatever, I'm just gonna lift heavy. But it is so damn important to feel that muscle contract. Also form, perfect form on everything you do, Obviously this is like late accessory work. As you see me doing these hammer curls, I'm kind of swinging slightly. But as far as like your compound movements, perfect form on everything. Form is key just for longevity and muscle gains, and it's something that it's gonna keep you in the game for the long run. Via you're not gonna get injured, and 2, you're gonna make amazing gains because you're using full range of motion. You're progressing slowly. The number one to digress in weightlifting is to get injured, and we've all been injured. If you haven't been injured, cross your fingers, but chances are you are. I don't know many people that's been lifting for 10 years plus that's never suffered from an injury. So, sometimes it's inevitable. But that's why this channel is here. So hopefully you guys don't make the same mistakes I have, and we keep lifting safely and keep making gains. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!